Court, the movie podcast where Sean
and Mampy
watch it, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
And guess what we saw?
Heretic.
Or did we? Was it merely a coincidence that the words came out of our mouth?
It's true.
Perhaps there never really was a heretic. Or perhaps there never was a viewer. Perhaps you're not even listening to this podcast right now.
Is that your him?
No, I don't think I can do him.
Yeah, his surprisingly low voice, but it's
blah, blah, blah.
yeah, it's very round like that. Oh.
Welcome
Welcome to my door, young girls. Okay, that's enough of that. We watched Heretic, starring Hugh Grant.
We did.
Starring Sophie Thatcher. Starring Chloe East. Starring Venom.
Venom was in it. Yeah.
What is his name? His name's like Bombly Dimble or something.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace, yes. It's one of those names that is like... Definitely. I mean, it might be real, but it does not sound real.
The only reason I remember is because I had one of those long moments years ago where I was trying to remember his name. And I forced myself. I was just sitting there. I was like, I'm not looking it up. What is it? And I was like, what could it be? And my friend was like, I looked it up. I had to give up. And I was like, don't tell me. It must come to me. And then it finally did after hours of agonizing.
Topher!
Grace.
Topher. Great. What shape? Maybe it's the shape of his mouth that you gotta get down. Welcome to my house. I don't know. We watched Heretic, directed by Beck and Woods, who you may know from, I think they wrote A Quiet Place.
Oh, okay.
And they did that movie Haunt.
Yes, I remember that one.
And they did 45. Wait, 40. What is the one where Adam Driver goes to dinosaurs?
Oh yeah. Was it
46? 48?
48, 40. What is it? Maybe it was 45.
45. Let's call it 45. Which I've learned since people have been hating on Megalopolis.
Yes.
That everyone also hated 45.
Oh, really?
And they're just wrong.
Yeah, they're wrong.
With all due respect, that movie rules.
I had a blast. I thought it was going to be awful, and then I was like, oh, this is actually pretty fun.
And now they've directed Heretic, starring Hugh Grant. Let's call it horror movie?
Horror, suspense. Thriller.
What did you think about this film? In spoiler-free ways.
Oh, yeah, spoiler-free ways. Well, the ending... No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you could say you didn't like the ending.
No, I guess you could say that. I thought the movie was fun. I was engaged the whole time. I thought Hugh Grant was devilishly delicious.
We're gonna do Southern voices instead.
Yeah. I liked Hugh Grant in it. How about you?
I liked a lot of it too. I think spoiler free. Oh, spoiler free. I think mostly the thing I didn't like about it, spoiler free, is sort of how long it went.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Say that, yeah.
But that is often what I feel about most movies these days.
You can tell when you're watching it. You go, all right, we can snip. Let's just.
And with a movie, especially with a movie like this, where they give away a lot in the trailer, which is fine.
Yeah.
And also in the movie itself, the moment you're like, oh, they're playing sinister music.
Yeah.
And they're in this house. we know something bad's gonna happen.
Something bad's
so we don't have to super duper draw it out.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That's what I think about it, spoiler free. And this is what happens in Heretic. 2 Mormon missionaries.
Ding ding ding.
They're sent out in, I don't know where the hell they are. Some nice town, quiet town that has lots of steps.
Oh yeah, so many.
And they're going around. They're trying to convert people to the beautiful religion that is Mormonism.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to get people into the wonderful, unimpeachable Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And they go to the door of Hugh Grant.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably got a character name.
But I can't remember it for the life of me.
But it's just Hugh Grant.
Mm-hmm.
And Hugh Grant seems very nice. Though he's a bit weird.
Something's up.
And also he's like kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Like they're like, hey, we're going to tell you about we're going to tell you about the Church of Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saints. And he's kind of like, are you sure that is a good thing? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not quite convinced that it is.
I don't know if I believe in what you believe. Now, what is his laugh like? Ha ha! I don't know. Tweet at us at FoodCourtCast. Follow us. Subscribe.
Do it all.
And let us know what Hugh Grant's laugh sounds like. And then scary things happen.
Ding, ding.
It seems like this Hugh Grant guy has something sinister up his sleeve, which is all you can tell from the trailer.
Yeah.
And spoiler free, that's basically it.
That's true. You can't go much further because...
I mean, the rest you can make in your mind from the fact that it's called Heretic.
Yes.
And the fact that there's only 3 characters, so probably one of them has to be the Heretic.
Yeah, one of them's gonna be.
Just figure out if do you think it's the Mormon ladies or do you think it's the weird guy?
Yeah, which one?
Heretic.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I can say without spoiling.
Ain't nothing else coming out of our mouths in the non-spoiler zone.
It's spoiler time.
Y'all ready for this? Spoiler, spoiler, yeah. They're gonna spoil some stuff. They're gonna do it. It's right.
Everybody's spoiled now. Okay, that's enough. Our song has lasted. We can all agree.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, freak! You got 3 minutes of me. 3 minutes of spoilers.
Did your wife get you that outfit? Wait, did your husband get you? Is that what it is? He says something homophobic. He says, "Did your husband?"
He said that. I don't even remember.
Yeah, Spider-Man 1. Check it out.
Bonesaw is amazing.
You're in here with me. It would be obviously he's passed.
Yes,
it's very sad.
Bonesaw.
But he would be a pretty good Hugh Grant in Heretic. If he could take over and be the same character.
What if he answered the door? Hey, lady, you here to teach me about God? Yeah. Bonesaw's ready to learn about Jesus.
Ooh, I have the Book of Mormon on my... It's on my wall over here, and I'll bring it over, and you can see all the notes I've been making.
Yes. Have you heard of the game Monopoly?
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
No, we already spoiler alert.
Yeah.
You know what the hero of this movie is for me?
What?
Hugh Grant.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
how do you not?
I think this movie falls the fuck apart without Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Now it is. I think the script is fine. It is interesting. It's like it's an evil guy doing evil stuff.
Yeah,
which I like in a movie.
Always.
But the fact that Hugh Grant is funny, is life changing in this movie. Because if it was just someone who's being like very serious the whole time, you'd be so fucking bored.
Yeah,
because he's like doing the kind of things that I probably agree with, but he's doing the kind of generic atheist thing.
Yeah,
where he's like, oh, actually. Didn't you know that Jesus wasn't real? Like the kind of stuff that like a 15-year-old has their mind blown by.
Yeah.
Like I'm old. I'm like, yeah. But
maybe
he didn't.
Zeitgeist and they're like, oh, Wait. Yeah. There's more to the story.
Are you saying there's other people who were around before? But I do like that stuff.
Yeah.
I just think it's so lucky that it's delivered with humor.
Yes, thank goodness.
For most of it. It does, at some point he gets less funny, but
yeah.
For the moments he's funny, it is like the perfect combination of like him being kind of a dick, but also like you like him.
Exactly.
Like, oh, this is great. What's my guy Hugh gonna do to these gals next?
Yeah, I like that. What is Hugh gonna do? It was thrilling to watch because he starts out. I mean, I don't think he was ever not a little bit creepy. Like there was always a little tinge. I mean, when you take 10 minutes to open a door, it's like, what are you up to in there? Something's going on. But I did think that he did it with charm and grace. Yeah. Yes, and grace.
Charm and grace.
I was definitely like, he was my anchor character. I'm like, okay, well, I'm invested in this guy.
Yes.
Right now. I mean, he's gonna get bad, obviously, but
he might get bad.
Loving it so far.
He may or may not get bad.
Loving it.
We're in the spoilers. Sorry, we're in the spoilers now. He gets bad.
He gets real bad.
He's bad boy.
Oof, bad. Down. Heretic.
What's the best part of this movie, Michael?
I mean,
Mr. Mampy.
I mean, I kind of referred to it with my bone saw impression, but I like the scene where Hugh is talking about iterations.
Oh,
and
yes.
He goes through all this stuff, and I just thought it was fun. He was having a good time in that scene.
He's having a really good time.
Even, yeah. It is like,
he brings up the Monopoly thing.
Yeah.
Apparently there's some other...
I didn't know that.
Landlord game.
I was like, what?
Which, is that true? Who knows? If he made it up, then that's even...
Yeah, that would be wild.
But old Hugh... He's got some landlord game that came before Monopoly, but it's the same thing as Monopoly. I also noticed in that scene, he has the board set up just right. So when he opens the top of the Monopoly game, he opens the board as well.
That was wild.
I've never seen this before.
It was like a magic trick.
This is a man who cares about presentation.
Yes.
He's going to try to kill these ladies. Or maybe not. Who knows? I don't know what his plan is.
He's going to tell us some stuff, and we're going to have to make a decision about that stuff.
Yeah.
But I liked when he said... I won't tell you my favorite piece. And then he just, what is he, like, purr or something?
Yeah, he goes, meow.
Meow, yeah.
Or something like that.
So
he's a lovely man.
Yeah, very silly.
And really, truly has been bolstering movies that aren't that good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like any of the funny Guy Ritchie movies that he's in, that are fine.
Yeah.
But, him being like Ruse de Guerre and those just being very, very Hugh Grant has been very helpful. And I want to thank you, Hugh Grant, because I want Guy Ritchie to keep making movies and occasionally make a Wrath of Man.
Come on.
So just keep making the ones that aren't as good fun. Please.
It is funny how one character can really, you're like, oh, okay, this thank goodness this person's
I'm having fun. This is great. I'm glad he's here.
It's like at a party and you're like, it's a bunch of people you're not vibing with, and then you finally find someone and you're like, oh, okay, I can talk to this person. We can have a dialogue between us.
We can talk. We
can talk.
It's like that.
Gentlemen. Yeah, I can't do it.
Sort of like. It's not quite Sean. It's like British Sean Connery, I guess. It's like a very round. It's very round.
And he has such his cadence is so interesting.
Yes,
like it's hard to. I don't know how he does it.
Another thing I liked about this movie, believe it or not, is that atheists are annoying.
Yeah.
I like that it it does that thing while also making you realize that, like, it's just the whole rigmarole is silly.
Exhausting, yeah.
Yeah, it's very tiring. And also, I thought of Conclave because, like, the fact that certainty is very annoying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like someone who's so sure of themselves and, like, sure that they know everything. It's just a pain in the ass. You're like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't like the same things that you don't like, but
exactly.
Gosh, shut up.
I did like that there was a lot of pushback from the characters. They was like, okay, like you're creating this thing, but there's not really a choice. Like you're messing with this, and like we saw what happened to the person who kept calling him out. It was like, all right, fuck you.
Not that great because he stabbed her.
Yeah.
No, he slashed her
throat. Yeah.
But then she came back to life.
I don't really know what happened there. I thought the movie was saying, "Oh, she is a simulation" for a second. I was like, "Oh no!"
I kind of thought that too.
Is it?
Who knows?
She's just dead.
What is the movie saying? Sometimes hard to tell.
Sometimes, yeah, you never know. I mean, him writing the like belief and disbelief on the doors, but the doors both leading to the same thing. Like I was like, okay, yeah, he does not. He's just getting what he wants. That's the whole movie.
Yeah,
that's all.
Absolutely. I mean, I kind of like that. That was fun.
Yeah, I think so. But it was funny. Like they totally caught him on his game, and he's
just like, well, oh yeah, this is. You're just trying to be mean to us.
Yeah,
you're not trying to teach us a lesson.
Mission accomplished.
You're just trying to have fun.
Yeah,
we can talk more.
We'll do it again.
Fun.
I'll make another blueberry pie.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
It's not real.
I did that.
There was a blueberry pie.
There was, but who knows when that was baked?
Who the fuck knows? Yeah, but that's a good bit. It's just like the fact that he wants them to know they're in danger is like part of the bit.
Yeah, that was wild.
It's very sinister.
And to have a door that does not open like regularly. Can't open the door. That's wild.
Yeah.
It's like, dang. I really love that scene where like he goes away and it's such a creepy hallway. Like it's so like dark and weird looking and he just keeps vanishing around the corner and you're like, where's he going? And I loved when she like grabs the candle and turns it and you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Spicy. Because they have such a long setup, just like this conversation that's kind of endless and you're like,
it's very long. And obviously, we're doing the same thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
We're, like, trying to be nice. We're just like, oh, okay. This seems bad.
This seems, not
And he's like, keeps going, my wife, she's just right around the corner.
Yeah.
Just right over, 10 feet away. She's peeking through the blinds, but she's not here. But she's making you a blueberry pie.
Oh, it's going to be delicious.
Berry?
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
There was the joke. The joke about blueberries disease was insane.
Oh my God. That was a good one.
Yeah, the lady is talking about how her dad has Lou Gehrig's disease. And then Hugh Grant's like, blueberries disease? What is he, allergic to blueberries? Or something like that.
Because he mishears her. Or does he? He probably does, right?
I think he's being evil.
He might be being evil. Either way, it's very funny.
Yeah, and the other girl's like, no. He had Lou.
And Sister Barnes, played by Sophie Thatcher, is terrified.
Yeah.
I like both of them.
Yeah, they were great.
I think they have very little to do.
Yeah.
Except for the times when they do have something to do.
Just kind of react.
Yeah. Though they did a good job of picking interesting looking people.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Sophie Thatcher, like her lips look like a doll's lips. They're like shaped like, I don't know, like an aircraft carrier or something. They're just very interesting. And Chloe East, who we loved in our Dear Fablemans.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot about that. Wonderful once again. She's just a delight.
Yeah, she did a great job. I thought they both did great. I thought Thatcher looked very similar to another actor, but I cannot place who. I was just like, who do you look like?
Tweet at us. I don't know. At Food Court Cast. Or ask your AIs or something. Who does this look like?
How did they know that?
I don't want to think. Could you just tell me who this looks like?
Please tell us, because we don't know, and we'll never figure it out. So,
who does Sophie Thatcher look like?
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of her from another movie when she was younger, and I'm like, oh, you remind me of yourself.
I didn't look up what she was in. I'll be honest. I didn't look up what she was in.
I got no idea.
I'll be honest. I have no fucking idea.
But does it make any difference whether there is something she was in or not? Perhaps it's all made up.
Yes. Perhaps Hollywood is fake.
Oh, perhaps it's all means to control us. Yes. It is funny. It just shows you all this, like, whether you're just blindly believing or you're, like, meticulously ripping through. It's like, you just enjoy your life. Like, you're going to end up with answers you don't want. Just have fun. Enjoy the mystery. It's all right. Just live your life.
I did enjoy that, like, in her darkest times, Chloe, Sister Paxton, like, she's been stabbed in the stomach with a fucking box cutter. Oof. She feels like she's dying. That moment when she's stabbed in the stomach is, like, very... I don't even know how they made it so weird, but, like, it goes in very weird, and it looks very weird. I felt very strange looking at it.
It was strange.
Cool. But she's, sitting in a fucking dungeon, bleeding, and Hugh Grant has a huge hole in his neck because he's stabbed with a letter opener.
Classic.
And he's like, and she's kind of like, prayer doesn't work.
Yeah.
They've done studies,
and it just doesn't.
People who pray aren't any more likely to survive or get better or anything than anything else. But then she's like, I just think it's nice to think of other people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like nice to think of people who aren't yourself.
Yeah.
And, pray for them and hope that good things happen to them. I think that's nice. Which is great.
I love that.
Really, really lovely. And I thought the way that, like, she kind of broke Hugh Grant's brain in that moment was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because he's, like, crawling towards her, trying to, like, kill her, it seems.
Yeah.
He's, like, got the box cutter out, and he's bleeding. He's like, my last act as a creepy guy shall be to kill you.
Yes.
And then he just kind of lays on her shoulder. Yeah. He's like, and he's like, I'm a fool.
But I'm still going to stab you in the neck.
Yes. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I got to do it.
He's a bad boy. I thought maybe these were conceived in a similar time as, like, Barbarian or something.
Yeah.
But I thought the fact that, like, there were people in cages I'm talking about negative things. I thought the fact that they were in cages was, like, a little too reminiscent of that movie.
Yeah, I felt pretty close. I was like, But, I mean, both creepy dudes doing creepy things.
That's true.
I mean, maybe he watched Barbarian and was like,
Oh,
perhaps I could.
You're saying Hugh Grant in the movie watched Barbarian.
Like, and he's like,
not a bad idea.
That gives me an idea.
I have a strangely put together house that has like a main room and then like an endless hallway, and a church, and then a weird basement, and then a weirder basement.
Nothing will, and this is spoilers for Barbarian, so if you haven't seen it, close your ears for 15 to 20 seconds. The scene where Justin Long is measuring all that. He's like, oh shit, there's more space, and he doesn't clock that it's creepy at all. It's one of the funniest scenes in a long time.
It's really good.
This is amazing.
It's really good. I watched it again recently and was like, oh yeah, this is
that's a fun movie. It's just fun. Good. Come on, folks.
Come on, people.
Aren't they making a new movie, or was it the directors, or is it the producers? I can't remember.
I think a little bit of both. I feel there's like some movie that they're trying to trick you with the producers of Barbarian, but I think also
what is that?
He's working on something.
Okay,
which is good.
Better be good. Better be. I'm waiting.
I'll be at the theater in the 5th or 6th row, ready to hate your movie.
Yeah.
Prove it to me.
Prove it. That attitude to anything is just so. I mean, that's Hugh Grant. It's just like,
yes, absolutely.
Right. Oh, you're so much better than all of us. It's just like, just shut up.
Just the person in the front row of a comedy show.
Yeah. I hate that.
Tell me a joke.
I get it. You don't have to laugh at everything, but like, why? I was dragged here. It's like, just don't come. Like, we would rather you not be there than have to stare at your fucking face.
If you don't like comedy, don't go to a comedy show. It's so easy.
Now, when I opened at a poetry show and many ladies were very upset, that makes sense because they're like, I want beauty. I want, exploring the soul. Yeah. Not in this way. We don't like this. We don't want this. No. To quote one lady, this is rough, that she said out loud in the tiny room. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Ma'am, just imagine how bad it would be if I was doing poetry.
Yeah.
Think about that. The dog is going. Poetry.
How black is the spot on the soul where the night comes and goes.
Ooh.
Oh, all right.
That's pretty good, Michael.
How black is the spot on the soul?
How black is the spot on the soul where the night comes and goes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How black is the
soul?
Oh.
Hey, freak. How black is the soul? He's just doing poetry.
I got you for 5 minutes.
I'm going to read you the intro to Great Expectation. It was the best of times.
You're going to love this.
Yeah. You're going to love this. Oh,
this is good stuff.
Bonesaw versus the Kool-Aid Man. That could be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he just grabs him and drinks him. That's my blood.
No. Please, no. Stop drinking my blood. Or he goes, Jesus, and he's like, this is my blood.
This is my
shed for you.
Yeah.
Do this in remembrance of me.
I love it. And he slams his body down. He shatters into a million pieces.
Slow-mo.
And then the glass all swirls into a tornado, and then goes and flies into Bonesaw and kills him from inside out. It's like, and then he reforms with the blood of Bonesaw as his body.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
But there's also like a few bones, and like there's a skull floating around inside.
That would be great.
Are there other good parts about this movie?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, we went a little wild there.
Please do not apologize.
You gotta have a moment where you're just riffing and having a good time.
You gotta feel free. It's like jazz, baby.
Yeah, baby. I thought
what if jazz was so stupid?
Yeah.
What if Bonesaw? What if Bonesaw fought the Kool-Aid Man? Okay,
I don't know
another brief stop.
Yes.
Pause.
We must.
They play. There's a cover of the Girl from Ipanema that they play at work, which is a great song. The original, obviously. Mm-hmm. And the cover just sucks.
Yeah, I hate it.
it's like a lady, and it's like that kind of like current jazz where it sounds like pop music for some reason.
Oh gosh.
And like there is no grit to it. There's no feeling. And she keeps going like babu dee babu da. Yeah. Young and tan and dark and lovely. Babu dee babu da. And it's really some reasons to not buy a gun.
Yeah.
This is why we don't have him around.
Man.
Because otherwise he'd be like, At least I'd shoot the speakers.
Yeah.
Or something.
Stop! Please stop this. Turn it off.
Babu-dee, babu-da.
No! Optimus! Yeah, I
hate that song. Ooh, everybody looks at me. Huh? Sorry, I hate that song. Who?
I mean, and hey, iterations. That is iteration. A bad iteration.
That's a horrible iteration.
And then sometimes the iteration's so good, you're like, this song's amazing. And then you find out later, much like Monopoly, you're like, oh, that ain't original. Mm-hmm. They done took that song from someone else.
They took it.
But sometimes people do it. That's something that we have to talk about. You know, was Monopoly better than Landlord Game?
Furthermore, is Christianity better than Judaism?
Yeah,
you heard it here first, people. Someone's finally discussing it. Some people have fought wars over it, but
I want to go back to Egypt.
Okay.
Times. I want pyramids.
You reminded me of another good part.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Hugh Grant has told them all about the precursors to Jesus. There's like tons of dudes who were, they had a virgin birth and they could turn water into wine. There's so many stories that were kind of, put together to become the Christ narrative.
Yes.
And he's telling them all about these things. And at one point, Sophie Thatcher, as Sister Barnes, just yells, "But that one has a bird head."
Yeah, that was good. That was
really good. He does have a bird head.
Yeah, it's like, oh, right. I mean, that is a good point.
Oh, yes, I didn't think about that. I'll take that one down.
Yeah. Just imagine him without the bird head.
What if he had no bird head?
What if he had, yes.
What if we do have bird heads?
What if he had bird hands? Would that change your mind? Perhaps.
Talons.
Yeah, ooh.
And talents.
Talons?
Have you ever thought of the fact that talons and talents sound similar?
Yes. Does the carpet match the drapes? Do you have a bird's...
That would be a good thing to ask a bird.
Yeah, I must know. I did find out that owls have crazy feet. I did not know this. They're long. They like long legs.
Yes.
I was like, what the hell?
I've seen this.
It's freaky.
I've seen these pictures. They
look nuts.
They like pull their skirt back or something.
Yeah, and you're like,
or they're like weird floppy pants, and they pull them back, and they've got really long ass legs. Flamingo legs.
Yeah, like, oh, okay. Interesting.
That's why they're like, Who?
Me?
Who?
Me? Do I? I don't have those legs. Well, go ahead and pull it up. No, I don't think... I don't... That's all right.
What if legs aren't even legs?
Perhaps there is no leg. And perhaps there is no owl. And furthermore... there's always... Furthermore... And, well, I wanted you to... he's just faking it till he makes it. The whole movie is him doing that.
It is... I mean... It's a pretty funny thing to do, is to torture two young women and make them think that they're playing a game, but actually there is no game, and no matter what, they're going to die.
Yeah, or be locked in a cage.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
or be
even
locked
know.
in a cage.
I have no idea.
Who knows? I don't really know what his plan is. We should briefly, because I think it is kind of cool, talk about the fact that there is a resurrection in this movie.
Yes, that was wild.
There's a woman, she eats a poisoned pie, and then when the ladies come back, she comes back to life.
Yes. And she tells them a prophecy.
It's not real.
It's not real.
And obviously that was a trick. That was another trick up his sleeve, which I sort of thought it might be, but then I sort of thought it wasn't. And but I enjoyed that bit.
Yeah, I thought that was really fun, and I love the suspense of like because they've pulled some matches under the door from another room with a rug, which was a very intense suspense because you see his feet moving around. It's like, and they're trying to light a fire so that their pastor, I don't know what they call it, Father, will see, Topher Grace will see that they are in there. Or
at least smoke them out.
Yeah, true. I mean, I guess they could have all just died down there, like just collapsed with smoke. But
that'd be fine.
Worth it. And they're trying that. And yeah, they keep kind of showing the lady behind them. Yeah. And then at one point they cut and she's absolutely not in the chair. And you're like, oh, God. And they do this really cool reveal of her like sitting right behind her in this like really creepy way. I was like, oh, God. That was really fun.
There is no heaven.
Yeah.
Imagine there's no heaven.
Imagine there's no
It's easy if you can.
That would have been amazing.
Imagine all the people.
That would be a crazy reveal. John Lennon did not die. He was taken by Hugh Grant and to be the prophet.
Wow.
Wild movie.
No one has the balls to do a movie like that.
What is with these people? We've brought it up many times. What are you doing out there? You can make a movie about anything.
Yeah, that is true. You can make a movie about anything.
It is amazing. I do applaud older movies that may have been bad, but they were going for it. They were like, what if a rat had a hat? It's like, you have to try these things. They can't all be the same. At least I did like that Heretic was trying, this was kind of fun.
He was trying things out. He was having fun. But it can't all be good.
Except this one scene.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I really like the scene. It's okay. I forgive you.
I'm sorry.
Where the girls, they try to get out the door and they're like, we cannot get out the front door. Mm-hmm. So they're like, we guess we have to go down this creepy hallway. And there is immediately a terrifying, just like dark shape just staring at them. And I was like, oh God. I thought it was Hugh Grant just like in a mask or something.
Almost?
I was like, what the fuck
Very spooky.
It freaked me out all the way up to the point where they got to it. I went, oh God. Jeez.
Even when they got to it and had the weird white circles of eyes, it was just like a statue, but it has weird white circles.
Unnerving.
It was cool. That's another one of Hugh's good bits in the movie. He just puts that scary statue in the hall.
That's so wild.
How many women is he? Okay. We've got to talk about the bad things.
Well, let's move on. It's time to get bad.
Let's get the bad things into focus. I see them now. This is lo mein. This is all not the movie's fault.
Yeah.
But it was my fault for existing in the world while I watch a movie.
Yeah.
This is a bad time for me to try to care about Christians. Like, we're right after the election.
Yeah.
Lots of Christians voted a person who I think is evil.
Yeah. Very.
I mean, not that anybody else is that much better, but just more evil.
It was a rough choice.
Just more evil.
Yeah.
And he might potentially kill us all.
You never know.
So to see them as like the characters I'm supposed to identify with was a little tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was kind of like, well, what do you believe is stupid and you're evil and you. It was like harder for most of the thing. I was just kind of like, yeah, you're right, Hugh Grant.
You're right.
They're stupid. They suck.
We get it.
Yeah. Then, okay. Yeah. Religion. It's good. Think of all the good things it's done.
They did balance it where then he starts doing cruel stuff where you're like, well, you suck too.
Yes.
Which was nice.
That's true. That was very helpful.
Yeah.
But it was like a tough it was a tough beat at
hurdle,
first.
yeah.
Because I was just like, oh man, I don't care. I don't care if bad things happen to them. They suck. I don't like them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things where they had the idea. They're like, how do we get them in his house?
Yes.
Oh, they'll be Mormons.
Yeah.
And that'll help with all his stuff he has to talk about. It'd be great if he got them in. They were both like, oh, we don't believe this. What? We don't believe in any of this crap.
We just
do it for work. Yeah.
We just love to walk around in the cold.
Yeah, we love it.
And I thought, really, probably the worst thing, this is my real low main, I think, is that it was just a bit tedious.
Yeah, you're kind of like, all right.
It's a lot of the same thing.
Yeah, very much so.
You know, and as I said, Hugh Grant does his very best to make it fun. And I think the filmmakers are, you know, trying to make it fun while making it punishing or something. I think it's supposed to be sort of punishing, like his constant thing.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
But I did kind of go just like, okay, we get it, man.
Enough's enough.
We've all gone to college.
You're messing with these ladies a little too much, Hugh. Come on, Hugh.
And it didn't help also. This is maybe my worst things are all together as one. But at first you can kind of forgive them for not doing anything.
Yeah.
But then at some point you're like, well, just fucking do something.
Exactly. Try something.
Just try anything.
Like, I would have instantly, they have a whole plan to say magic underwear and stab him in the neck.
Yeah.
I would have done that as soon as humanly possible.
Do it real fast.
Like, even in the room, maybe, before they go down the stairs. Like, you keep seeing the letter. I would have stabbed him in the throat.
Hit him in the head with a book. There's 1,000 heavy books. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't even have to kill the guy. Just, like, hit him in the head a few times. And then say, how do we get out of here? Or we're going to stab you in the face.
That sounds like an old medieval execution, death by 1,000 heavy books. Boom. Oh. That would be crazy.
The hell of upside down.
Ugh.
Something.
Not good.
Yeah, so I was just... Now, I almost always say this.
Mm-hmm.
But if this was a lot shorter...
Yeah.
It just would have been a lot better.
I agree.
And I don't think necessarily that the length was needed.
Yeah.
Because if he's doing new things, if he's trying out new bits, or if they had more explored, like, the game aspect of it. There's a cool miniature game version of his house that he has created. And he's, like, carving little characters. But they don't really use that in any... There is one part where it's cool, where, like, Sister Paxton is escaping, Chloe East is escaping, and they show her inside of the little game. Yeah, that was fun. And that's really cool and fun. And if there had been, like, more visually exciting stuff like that, I might have been able to handle it. But it's a lot, like... It's very difficult to block.
Yeah.
Or at least they didn't make much... They didn't try very hard to block it.
Yeah.
Because it's 3 people in a room.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls aren't moving at all.
Yeah. That's true. A lot of times
they're just standing there. And Hugh Grant's moving around, but they're just standing. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like... It's too much... It's too much. It's too little for that much.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's like if they one time tried to fight him, but he ties them up or just like there's some, I don't know.
Yeah, they really don't.
Heightening.
Well, because like
something.
You could tell it was all there just to like support the whole claim of like control. Like,
yes,
he's like, you keep letting me do it. And it's like,
yes,
that is true, but you also wrote them to let you do it. Like, it's like so. The links to which they are not doing anything. You're like, all right. This is getting a little
just please do something.
Try. Wait.
And it's also like in they do a very similar thing in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, where old Skarsgård's like, why'd you come in? You didn't have to come inside. I if you hadn't come inside, I wouldn't have tied you up and hung you from a ceiling, ready to cut you up.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that happens fast.
Yeah. It's not.
And it is sort of like that last scene of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, but spread out into really
long,
hour and 40, hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's too long.
It's too much.
We gotta stop these filmmakers.
Yeah.
I want them to make anything they want to make, but I want someone to just gingerly say, right at the end, just go, hey, does it have to be that long?
Yeah, what if we trimmed it down just a bit? Maybe cut a bit of the conversation in the living room. It's like about 5 hours. And
it's really long.
Yeah. Just get the action going as soon as they get down there.
Or add some action.
Yeah.
Have something happen.
A little something.
And I quite enjoyed a lot of it, but I just was like, okay. And even the stuff that I did like the fact that Chloe East at the end is like, oh, I just pray because I like it, and
yeah, exactly.
Me feel good to care about other people. Those have to become bright spots by necessity, because it's just like a little bit like too much time between things.
Yeah, I do think, and I will say my low main was kind of like I had built up an expectation, I think, from the Doors. And I was really like, oh, it just didn't go where, like, I thought it was going to be like a whole maze of stuff and like choices. And I was like, oh, this is fun. Like the whole underground's like,
it's like Saw or
decked
something.
Out. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is going to be wild. And I thought maybe even they would go through 2 different doors and have to do different things.
That'd be awesome.
And then it was just like, no, it's just one room. It's like, okay.
It's one room. It's not very well lit.
Yeah. It's like,
you can't really see anything. It's all gray.
Yeah.
It's gray like every movie.
There's a door
all
underneath. You just go lower, and that's it. I was like, I don't know. I just didn't. Which I liked when she was going through the dark halls, and
yes,
because I loved like he's like, don't go down there unless you want to know the one true religion. And she's like, whatever. Okay. This is what you want. I'll just fucking do it.
Yeah, sure, I'll go. Who cares?
But
I definitely was just like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah, the simulation stuff kind of was a bit overboard for me. I liked it, but it was like, I mean, you could definitely tell he was just backpedaling. Like,
yes, absolutely.
Because the implant thing was just like, so it was a bit of a stretch. I was like,
yeah,
this is a bit much. Like,
there didn't need to be that stuff.
I didn't expect it, and it did create this weird. I was like, what is this movie trying to do? And then, yeah, it just, I don't know if it was necessary.
It's another problem is like, what is this movie trying to do?
Yeah.
This is another problem I have when movies are too long, is I start wondering, like, what is this trying to do?
Yeah.
And in the end, it kind of seems like it's just like, well, you know, spirituality can be nice, but also it's kind of stupid, and that's about it.
You just kind of make it up, and if you believe it, great. If not, that's okay. I don't know.
And you shouldn't hurt people.
No. If someone disappears for a long time, they're probably unlocking your bike lock and hiding your bikes.
Absolutely.
I like that reveal. I went, oh, that's what he was up to.
Yeah.
That's why his hair was wet, which I didn't clock at all, so I would be dead in that situation.
Yeah, well, looks like the sisters are a little smarter than you.
They got you.
And it looks like the sisters are doing it for themselves.
I did like the scene where Barnes, I think, she's like, magic underwear, and you think that the other girl's going to stab Hugh Grant, but Hugh Grant too quickly slashes her throat. I was like, that was surprising. I was like, oh, shoot. Because they kind of focus her to be like, you think she's going to be the main?
Yes, absolutely.
Which was a nice little trick. I was like, that's fun.
Truly, this would have it, and I think we've said this exact phrase maybe 1,000 times. But if this was shorter, it would be much, much better.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't be tedious.
Not at all.
And that's like the main thing that I didn't like about it, is that I was liking things in a linear fashion. I was liking a thing, and then I would like a thing, and then I would like a thing, and it kept going throughout. And I specifically didn't go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because I was interested about what would happen.
Exactly.
And I thought it was like engaging enough that I didn't want to miss a part. But in the end, I just wish I hadn't waited so long for all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That is it. Just
it could have just been a little snappier.
Just take it like this and go like, and then boom.
Yeah.
You got it. You got to from like a pretty good movie to like, wow, cool.
That was great.
That was cool. Then this thing happened. Wow. And then amazing. And then there was a hole. And then, and you have like less time to go like, there's just a hole?
Yeah, exactly.
If you have time to go, there's just a hole.
Oh, okay.
You've blown it.
And like, yeah, I get it. It's just all control. Like every answer leads to the same thing, but it's just like, it's just kind of,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's not very visually exciting, and it's not very story exciting.
Yeah, it really is just resting on Hugh Grant being charismatic. And
absolutely.
You're like, all right. And then once you kind of figure out his thing, you're like, okay, let's move on.
And it is also tough because he gets less funny as the movie goes along.
Yeah,
which is really bad.
Yeah, you gotta keep him funny
because that's the good thing about his character is that he's like devilish and evil.
Yeah,
like mad scientist shit. And he's like having less fun at the end.
Yeah,
so you're just like fuck.
Because they're unraveling his plan, but
this should be the best part for him.
Yeah,
like, he's about to kill them. This is great. He's having fun. Oh well. I don't want to talk about this movie anymore because I've watched a few other movies and I'd like to talk about them if that's okay.
Please tell me about them in our next segment,
which is
Panda Express presents.
Express yourself about the movies you watched this week. Play the theme song, Mampy, please.
Ding 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 bang bang bang. It's time for the Panda Express boop boop because we got something to express peep peep about the things we watched this week.
Yes,
you're gonna love this one.
What?
I didn't watch anything.
You didn't watch anything? Well, this is good. I watched a few things that I would like to talk about.
Tell me.
I've probably left too much time to talk about these, but gosh darn it, I'm gonna just talk about them as long or as short as I want to, and then we'll be done.
Do it.
I watched a movie that I would like to recommend to you, Mampy.
To me?
And to all of our listeners. It's called The Hit.
The Hit.
It's like I think it's Stephen Frears. It's like a British crime-ish, ecstatic journey kind of thing. There's Terrence Stamp. There's John Hurt. You love John Hurt.
Classic.
There's Tim Roth. And they're all in a car.
Oh, wow.
And that's basically, that's almost the whole movie.
Okay.
But basically, Terrence Stamp, he's like a British gangster, and he turns on his boss.
Uh-oh.
And a bunch of his other compatriots. And they whatever the European version of the witness relocation program, into Spain. And 10 years later, they find him.
Oh, no.
And they're taking him back to England to kill him. And that group is younger John Hurt and very young Tim Roth.
Okay, gotcha.
Very young Tim Roth and Terrence Stamp being awesome. And other people who kind of wander in and out of their lives. But it's a very strange road movie.
Yeah.
Because the road is to like go and kill Terrence Stamp.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really awesome.
Whoa.
I mean, it's just really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Terrence Stamp is super duper cool. John Hurt is super duper cool.
Classically.
Like, he's got like his sunglasses. He's got like a cool like cream suit for the hot Spanish weather. Tim Roth looks insane. He's got his hair dyed and he's got like yellow shades. And the spirit is very interesting. Like Terrence Stamp, you get an idea from his character that he's like really accepted this fate.
Yeah.
Like he's known about it for a long time, so he's kind of like, well, this is how it will be,
Yeah.
At some point they'll find me and they'll kill me, but I've got to enjoy my life until then.
It's true.
And everybody else is very confused by him. Because they're like trying to be bad guys.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna gun in your face. And he's kind of like, hey, I get it. You gotta kill me. That's fine.
That's
and
they're
they're very annoyed by him and like perplexed by him. So it's like a really cool dynamic where like John Hurt says almost nothing. Tim Roth says way too much. Terrence Stamp is sort of playing mind games with everyone.
Yeah.
It's good.
Interesting.
I really, really enjoyed it. And it was one of those, this was like a classic wandering through the Blockbuster selection because I was, just scrolling through Prime, our a beautiful company.
Yes.
Scrolling through Amazon Prime. I just saw it and it said The Hit. And I saw John Hurt and Terrence Stamp and Tim Roth. And I was like, well, that sounds amazing.
That's what I'm watching.
Click. And then like instantly the opening was really awesome. And I was like, okay, well, this looks great. And I think it kind of was pretty great.
Yeah.
So check it out. Check out The Hit.
I'd love to check it out. It sounds like a cool movie to me.
If you want to have like, it's got enough of that crime stuff and like people being bad that you'll feel good. You'll be like, oh, cool. This is cool. This is crime. But also it's got more.
All right.
Which I think is tough to pull off, but I think they do.
All right. It sounds like a fun one.
Check it out. Another one. I hadn't watched this one since I was a kid.
Oh.
I watched A Few Good Men.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a classic.
Holy shit.
What a movie. That's how you do a trial movie. I tell you what, Mr. Joker. Is, maybe watch this and get some tips.
Absolutely watch that, Joker. And it just, it's one of those movies that looms large in the public consciousness because of like how powerful you can't handle the truth thing is.
That was wild.
And it's interesting because obviously I had seen it when I was a kid. I had seen that clip 1 million times.
Yes, of course.
And so I know exactly what's going to happen. Like, deep down that Tom Cruise is going to win. Yeah. And that Jack, he doesn't have it. He's going to blow up, and he's going to say you can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
And Tom's going to be like, gotcha. Did I say Cruise or Hanks?
Cruise. You said Cruise.
Good.
You said Cruise.
I thought I said Hanks. Okay.
That was a close call.
But the whole thing was just amazing. Just like crackling. It was like, it's so... the air is zippy. Demi Moore is amazing. Kevin Pollak's amazing. Just everybody you would ever want in a movie. Just 1,000 different people. You see Kevin Bacon, you're like, oh shit, Kevin Bacon's in this?
Oh, fuck.
What? Kiefer Sutherland's in this? Oh, fuck, this is great. Like, oh, man. And it ruled, that's all. A movie that I thought would rule exceptionally just really ruled and was a ton of fun. It had the real fugitive vibes. I don't know if you know this concept of the fugitive vibes, but just like a movie where you're like, oh, okay, well, this is good as movies get.
That era of movies, I don't know if it's pure nostalgia, but that's my favorite way movies looked. I don't know why. There's something about it. I'm like, this is a movie. And a lot of times movies nowadays, you're like, this doesn't look like a movie.
Is TV.
There's something, yeah, exactly. It's like,
this is TV.
I want a movie feeling.
I want a movie to look like a movie.
Please.
And especially because it's like, well, how much of this movie is people talking in rooms? A lot of it. I don't know if Tom Cruise runs once.
That's true. That might be his only movie where he doesn't run.
And yet you're just wrapped. You're so excited to watch it. What are they going to say next? And now part of that, of course, is, we used to make movies in the old days.
We did.
And part of it is just like, well, no movies are in rooms anymore.
Yeah.
There's always some blob. There's like 20,000 feet of blob behind every character.
Exactly.
But it kicks ass.
Yeah, that is a really great movie. Very fun.
Let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck are we watching next week?
I don't know. It's so tough to pick. I don't think Paddington's out yet.
Oh, yeah. That's not until next year, I think.
Oh, that's really not out yet. And I don't know. What could be next?
You know who could tell us?
What? Who?
Our wonderful listeners. Tweet at us at FoodCourtcast. What movie do you want us to watch?
We would love to hear from you.
Give us 5 stars.
5 stars.
Follow us. Subscribe.
Subscribe on the YouTube. Tweet.
Quote tweet.
Go through our clips. Go, oh, I like that one. Share it. Say, man, y'all gotta check out this pod.
Hit heart on every single clip.
Boop, boop, boop,
just like wander down, click, and then hit heart.
If you see negative comments, comment back.
Yeah.
Say stuff like, you suck. Stuff like that. Like, really agitate them. Get them fighting with you so the comments really add up. Engagement boost.
Yes. Even you can add negative comments. We don't care as long as people are talking.
The more comments, the better, even if they're all awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why not everybody needs a podcast. You know, stuff like that. Just add stuff like that.
Hey, don't quit your day job.
Yeah, you guys actually suck.
Hey, I don't know if you know this, but you have a mustache.
Yeah, you have a... What's going on with their hair? Yes.
Did someone say that?
I don't know, but
bring it up.
Yeah, bring it up.
If somebody said that, I would be genuinely hurt.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, fuck. Dang. They're right.
Hey.
I wonder the same thing all the time.
My favorite is when someone comments something and then, like, instantly from just their little picture, you're like, oh, you have a miserable life. You just can tell. You're like, oh, God, this is your 8th hour scrolling on YouTube, and you're just like, misery.
Don't you dare say anything bad about Conclave.
You clearly never played the Five Nights at Freddy's games. You know.
You've obviously never played the entire history of the Conclave video games.
Yeah. Have you ever even been a heretic, dude? I doubt it.
Have you ever even listened to 9 Inch Nails, dude? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck.
And on that note, Mampy, it's been such a pleasure doing this podcast with you. What a delight!
Always.
On behalf of you, Mampy Hikes, I'm Sean Parrott saying to all the people in the world, bon appetit.